In this video, I want to expand, kind of like I said in the previous one, on our inventory. So when we pick up the actor, what I want to happen, okay, not that. What I want to happen is I want to hide the actor and disable its collision. And I also want to make use of our little max items in inventory variable as well. So we're going to start with the hiding the actor, I guess. Or better yet, let's start with the max admin's inventory. That'll be the simplest that we can easily test right now. So in our add item to inventory function, we're going to do a simple check. So if items.num is greater than or equal to max items in inventory, or less than max items in inventory, and item. So if we can hold, well, if we have remaining slots in our inventory and item is valid, we pick it up. So we're going to go ahead and give that a quick try right now. So let's launch up our project and just simply make sure it works by spamming the same item. So walk up, press E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it stops at 5. So that means it's working. We can only pick up 5 actors. So that's great. Next up, we want to make our pickup function. So in interactable.cpp, let's do what this comment says. So first things first, we're going to do mesh. We want to hide it. So we can set, what's it called? Set hidden in game. We can do true. And the other one is mesh set collision enabled. Collision enabled. No collision. And that's it. So then I want to grab this, paste it into our drop, and do the exact opposite. So we're going to set hidden in game to false, and then the collision to be query and physics. So now let's test it by picking up one of the actors, and with any luck, it will automatically hide itself and disable the collision so we can walk right through it. Walk over to this guy, pick it up, it's gone, and it has no collision, and there's nothing there anymore. Pick up this guy, it's gone, and same deal. I did notice a slight bug there with our, whatchamacallit. Okay, so apparently it's just when I was looking at that. That'll be gone whenever we remove our held actor anyways, so it's not a big deal. So we are now picking up the items and adding them to our inventory. Great. So there's not much else to do, but I do want to start on a very simple widget. So that way when we press I want to load the widget and easily be able to just access it. So like access our inventory. So to do that, I want to set what we need to do so. I want to create a blueprint callable function that returns our items. So it's going to be a U function in our inventory component. It's going to be blueprint callable. Category is going to be the same as always for our functions. Well, I guess and certain properties. And we're going to just do TArray a actor for the return types. Let's call it get inventory items, and it's going to return items. Go ahead and make this a constant function because we're not altering anything inside of it, and we are good to go there. We have the function that we need to return the items that we can access through our widget as long as we have access to our character. So we should have, in our inventory component, we have it for, let me rephrase that, in our beginner character where we set up our inventory component, well, we declare it, we have it set to edit defaults only. That allows us to do things like change our max items in inventory variable that we set right here, that set it as, right here, that we set as edit defaults only as well. I want to add another one, and that's going to be blueprint read Let's do read write. So we are actually going to access our, what's the issue here? It's compatible with the, we're not set to read only, unless it's because we're set to edit defaults only. Oh, let's see. Let's just see if it builds. Or if this is just one of those annoying little complaints. Okay, so should not be used. Oh, right. So we are set to private. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this component and just simply move it down to one of our protected sections where it should be good to go and accessible. There we go. We compiled just fine, so we know that that should be okay. So now we can access our inventory component through Blueprint. One thing we need to add is a way to drop items. So pretty much we're going to have to kind of make a structure that I think that'll make it easier to access through our widget, but we're just going to tinker around with it first. But pretty much what I was thinking was we have a function called drop item. It takes in an item and simply searches through our array of items. When it finds it, we call the function that we have on our interface called drop, which we also need to set the position with. So when we call drop, what I wanted to do on that actor is we set its location to be somewhere out in front of us, just a little bit, and then we call the drop function. So we're teleporting it and then calling drop so that it places it somewhere in front of us as if we drop the item. And then it's going to remove it out of this array, and this array is going to get resized. So I'm going to go ahead and create that function. I want it to be blueprint callable. So you function blueprint callable category, again, equals the same thing. It's just going to be void drop item a actor item. Create the implementation, and let's see, does items have a find? Yes, it does. So what does it return? Item, and what's the second element? Doesn't really matter. So item. So does this return anything? Again, go away. Index of the element. So great. So returns what? Index none. So if, let's do int, let's do, what is it? Found index equals items find. From here, I'm assuming that should check it if we don't have it. We'll do a check later. So test later if return find is valid, or if statement. So pretty much what it's returning is index underscore none. So it's just a little macro or whatever define. I don't know what it actually is. I haven't looked through it. But if that's the case, we know the index. So what we can do is check if it has the interface, so the pickup interface, just like this. So we're going to copy that, change hit actor to item, and we actually have to include our pickup interface. So let's do that. So include pickup interface.h. So if it contains the interface, we simply call interface drop. And then we want to remove it from the inventory. So items dot remove. What does remove do? Does it remove an item? So yeah, it does. So I guess we could actually just do that instead. However, I only want to remove it if it's in the inventory. So I want to do a remove at, which should take in an index. Yes, it does. So found index. And then I don't know if this automatically resizes. B allows shrinking. Default is true, so we can leave all those parameters by default. So the parameters are count, which we want to leave as 1, which it is, and shrinking, which we want to allow, which is also set to true. So it's going to resize it automatically for us. So hopefully we should just be able to call drop item, and it should drop it for us. So I also want to do set actor location somewhere in front of us. And then I want to print out a log. Warning text, dropping actor, %s, item, get name. So we can see the name of the actor that we drop. So now that we have this, in the next video, we're going to get working on, or we're going to start working on our inventory interface. So like, not interface, but our UI, our widget, so that we can see all the items in our inventory when we press I, and have the option to select one out of the inventory and drop it. So that's what we're gonna get started on. Yeah, that's already set, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I think that's everything. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where I create a team deathmatch game mode along with a bunch of other features just for my patrons and show you every step of the way. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can also find a link to my Discord server below as well, where I'll try to help you out to the best of my abilities. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care.